Amid the U.S. blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, it has now emerged that Iran is considering to allow ships sail freely through the Omani side of the strait. Now, according to a report by Reuters, Tehran had made its proposal in negotiations with the United States. However, the report says that Iran is willing to make this concession only if a deal is struck with the U.S. to prevent renewed conflict. Control over the Strait of Hormuz is among the key sticking points in Iran-U.S. negotiations. Sandwiched between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, the narrow strait is critical to the flow of global oil and natural gas supplies. Usage of the Omani territory and its territorial waters without any hindrance from Tehran could pave the way for safe shipping through the strait. But on ground, the situation remains volatile. Mohsen Rezai, the military advisor to Iran's supreme leader, Mujtaba Khamenei, he has threatened to sink U.S. ships in the Hormuz. During an interview to Iranian state broadcaster, he warned that Iranian missiles could target U.S. ships and destroy them. The warning comes amid a U.S. blockade in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. Central Command claims that in the last 48 hours of the blockade, it has successfully turned back 10 vessels trying to sail out of Iranian ports. While the U.S. maintains that no ships had made past the blockade so far, maritime data has contradicted Washington's claims. Tracking data suggests that a sanctioned Chinese tanker named Red Starry crossed the strait but was twice forced to make a U-turn. The tanker is now reportedly anchored close to Iran's Keshma Island. The Chinese-owned tanker was blacklisted by the United States in 2023 for helping Iran evade energy sanctions. Earlier, U.S. President Donald Trump had joined allies to join the U.S. efforts in the Strait of Hormuz. But so far, European and NATO allies have snubbed Trump's request. The issue has strained transatlantic ties. In the latest, Trump has hit out at Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, saying that U.S. ties with Italy is not the same as before.
Do we still have the same relationship with Italy right now and Giorgia Meloni?
No. She's been negative. Anybody that turned us down for helping with this Iran situation, we do not have the same relationship.
Meloni and other European leaders have stressed on the importance of reopening the strait, but have refused to extend support to U.S. military efforts. German Foreign Minister has also echoed similar views, calling unilateral stranglehold over the Strait of Hormuz as unacceptable.
It definitely can't be that sea routes like the Strait of Hormuz are being controlled by a single state and that tolls are being collected. This is unacceptable, and we will demand that a complete opening of the Strait of Hormuz is guaranteed once again.
Now, amid these developments, the U.S. has announced that it is tightening sanctions against Iran's oil industry. In the latest, the U.S. Treasury has imposed fresh sanctions on over 24 people, companies and ships operating under shipping magnate Hossein Shamkhani. He is the son of Ali Shamkhani, who was an advisor to Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Both were killed in the February 28 strikes. And for more on this, our correspondent Susan Tehrani has sent us this report from New York. Take a look.
CENTCOM says that the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports is fully operational. More than 10,000 troops, a dozen warships, and over 100 aircraft are enforcing it. The blockade is estimated to be costing Iran $435 million a day. At Wednesday's White House press briefing, Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed that the U.S. has not formally requested a ceasefire extension, which expires next Tuesday, but said that future talks and negotiations would very likely return to Islamabad. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent went further, warning that the U.S. is preparing to apply secondary sanctions on countries buying Iranian oil or holding Iranian funds, calling it the quote-unquote financial equivalent of the bombing campaign. He also said that he's optimistic that gas prices here at home will fall back to the $3 range anytime between June and September. Meanwhile, key sticking points in negotiations remain between Iran and the United States, as the two sides seem no closer than they were at the start of the war. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.